So the guy on the left is Tinubu, the current president of Nigeria. The guy on the right is Obi, the leader of the main opposition leader in Nigeria, pretty much. As it stands right now, these two guys, the one on the left is the top politician, the one on the right is the top opposition member. But you also need to remember that the Nigerian political system is not what you think it is. So even though the guy on the right, Obi, is the top opposition member, he doesn't really have what it takes to shake the incumbent. And it's because it's an absolutely failed, corrupt system. The Nigerian system is absolutely failed. It's corrupt. It's made to destroy the lives of the Nigerian people. And it's structured in such a way that only corrupt people are funneled into the top positions, the top administrative positions of the country. But welcome to the African Wahala. Thank you for coming through, joining me on this episode. We're going to be examining something that Peter Obi said to Tinubu, which we all already knew about Tinubu's identity. The guy is an unknown guy. Nobody knows his family members. Nobody knows anything about his history. This guy appeared out of nowhere. And his first appearance, he started off as a drug dealer in the United States of America. He eventually fled the US after forfeiting money to the US government, came back to Nigeria because it's an absolutely corrupt country, and became a top politician. And fast forward 2025, he became the president, a former drug dealer in America. But that's just what Nigeria is. So Peter Obi is bringing something to the forefront. Listen, before we get into this, listen, I need to make something clear, because I know a lot of Nigerian people are super emotional and they just don't know how to be logical. I am not an obedient. Don't get it misconstrued for 1 second. I don't trust the guy. I am 100% convinced that he's not going. As a matter of fact, I have someone that explains it better. I am convinced he's not going to save Nigeria, and I'm convinced Nigeria cannot be saved. So I'm not vouching for Obi, don't get it wrong, but I respect what he said. And before I go into the Obi's video, I need to show you why, one of the reasons why I don't support Obi. Because people like us, we've said it so many times, we ended up getting flamed. People are fighting against us. Oh, you don't want Obi to be your president. That means you like Tinubu. Bro, if that's your interpretation, so be it. Right.
Against for bad governance has just won his party's primaries to run again in Nigeria's next election. What is happening there?
Now, this is a message from a Ghanaian brother, just explaining his understanding of Nigeria. Listen, nobody understands Nigeria. Nobody, not even me. You can only have a certain level of understanding of Nigeria. If anybody tells you they understand Nigeria, they are lying to you. Nobody does. Not even the British people that created Nigeria, not the politicians that have been in charge of Nigeria, and not the people that are so-called patriots of the country understand it. Nobody understands it. This is an entity that we all found ourselves in, and it has made the lives of at least 80% of us miserable for 125 years straight. So many of us are just trying to figure it out. Some are like, we're tired of this country. We need it gone. It's killing us. Some are like, oh, we need another electoral process. Oh, let's support this candidate. Some are saying, oh, we need a revolution. People are just confused. There is no solution for Nigeria. But let's listen to this Ghanaian brother's perspective, which I share a part of what he's saying. And that's why I'm sharing this with you. And this is why I am not an obedient personally. And if you know you are upset, you're already upset with me, please feel free and go watch something else.
Will there ever be change in Nigeria? Because this is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like the people are complaining, and yet the political systems in the country are set up in such a way that it's easily skewed in favor of one person from a particular political class winning all the time. It's like it's always determined before they even vote. When will this ever change? A country like Nigeria should have been feeding the world. They could have been rocking shoulders with the Asian tigers. Their potential is at par with Brazil. But the sad reality is Brazil has a GDP of $2.5 trillion, where Nigeria is still idling with $400 billion. Nigeria could use a reset, ladies and gentlemen, and it could be led by one man. Could it be Peter Obi? I doubt, since he is from the same political cloth. I am waiting for the day when we wake up to the news that there is a shakedown in Nigeria and someone with the bravery of Captain Traore has been put in office through an election. That will be the beginning of Africa's greatness. Trust me, that day will be special to watch. Let's hear from you in the comment section, ladies.
Now, I definitely disagree with this notion that is getting very popular about once Nigeria wakes up, the entire Africa will wake up. I would recommend to African people, don't wait for Nigeria, because Nigeria is not going to wake up anytime soon. Eventually it will, but it's not anytime soon. So keep on forging your own independence. Keep on moving forward towards emancipation, because Nigeria will drag you back. If you keep on waiting for Nigeria, it's going to drag you back. So forge ahead, find your future, get your independence and emancipation. Don't wait for Nigeria. And then the man said he's waiting for the day a guy like Captain Traore will emerge in Nigeria. It's never going to happen. And the reason is because that was successful in a country like Burkina Faso. It's a small country. Burkina Faso is a tiny country compared to Nigeria, not just in terms of the diversity of the ethnic makeup, but also the population size and even the land mass. So it's very, very different to expect a Burkina Faso situation to pop up in Nigeria. The military guys in Nigeria, many of them, don't get it wrong, many of them are good people, good human beings with good intentions, wanting to be patriotic, to serve their countries. But Nigeria beats it out of them. You have to conform into a system of criminality in order for you to survive. Whether you're in the military, the police, the politicians, or whatever, you have to conform. Otherwise, you're not going to survive. And that's why the military guys are not going to rescue Nigeria. The proper guys that have good intentions in the military, they are in the lower ranks and they have no powers. If they decide to stand up and stage a coup against their top corrupt officials in the military, they will face pushback. They will most likely be unsuccessful, because amongst their fellow poor bottom ranked officers, many have already taken bribes from the top ranked officers. And those ones that have taken bribes will protect the top ranked officers that protect the corrupt system. So it's not going to happen out of Nigeria. But let's go on to the video of Obi. Obi had to say what he had to say about Tinubu, which I'm actually happy about, I'll be honest, even though I'm not an obedient, but I'm very happy that he said what he said, just so that if you ask me, it shows Obi is slowly becoming revolutionary and he's slowly removing the cloak of an average politician. And I respected his speech. I thought we reacted to it together.
News. Before we bring in our guests to now join the press conference by Peter Obi in Abuja.
And abroad, in different parts of the world I've traveled recently. To the outsiders, the entire Chicago University matter, as well as Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu's many other lingering identity question marks, have further worsened Nigerian less than glorious image internationally. That's uninformed true. Outsiders now see every Nigerian as a fraudster, certificate forger, or identity thief.
No, but to be honest, right? Even though, yeah, Obi makes sense there that Tinubu's emergence as the president has further diminished the image of Nigeria or Nigerians around the world. That's true. But even before Tinubu got into that position, we already had a horrible image. People already looked at us with a side eye in every country that you went to. Once you present the Nigerian passport at the airport, they're going to ask you questions. Oh, why are you here? Where's your return ticket? Are you coming to commit crimes in our country? That's how they view us. They've always viewed us that way. Not because majority of us are criminals. In all fairness, we have a lot of criminals. Let's not pretend. But we've had a negative image right from the 70s because of many, many factors. It's mostly corruption from the leadership. But let's keep going.
The controversy is unnecessary, just as the implicit global embarrassment could have been avoided. In my opinion, Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu should have saved the nation and himself this protracted embarrassment and undue anxiety. Even in this late in the day, however, Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu still owes the nation and the world a simple debt of obligation only he can discharge. I therefore respectfully and humbly call on him to immediately and personally mount the rostrum of his present high office to perform a simple task once and for all time. He should reintroduce himself to the nation he governs and to the world for avoidance of further doubt. He should let the world know his name, his nationality, his place of birth, his parentage, the primary and secondary school he attended with dates, as well as the actual universities he attended and certificates obtained.
Now, let me ask you a question. Imagine you have a fucked up country, a country that is absolutely fucked, all right, in every aspect that you can imagine. The next approach will be trying to maybe resuscitate or repair the country, right? But in this case, because the system only allows criminals to be in charge of its administration, right? You now have an individual that you don't know his true identity, you don't know his real name, you don't know his family members, you have no clue his parents, where he came from. He claims he has some educational certificates. You can't even verify that stuff. That is the person that you ended up allowing to become the president after the country has been absolutely fucked for 125 years. That's what Obi is talking about there.
It should indicate clearly where and when he did his national youth service. In addition, if at any time he has had a change of name, it should state so clearly and circumstance that his name itself is no crime.
The reason it's saying that is because people are not even sure if that is his real name. Another name came out recently. They said Tinubu's name is Ogunlere Amoda. Ogunlere Amoda. That's what they call this guy. So are you Bola Ahmed Tinubu or you're Ogunlere Amoda? That's why Obi is coming up with that point that he's coming up with.
This is a simple task that will take only a few minutes. It requires no affidavit, prolonged court process, spokesperson, agents or surrogates. The task is one that only Chief Bola Tinubu himself, through a direct personal statement, can perform. He must perform this task urgently in order to lay to rest, once and for the last time, the many lingering doubts and valid speculation about his true identity. A leader cannot source a clear, unambiguous personal statement about his identity to political surrogates, official spokespeople, lawyers, or any other person, no matter how highly placed. A matter of personal identity of a leader is too sensitive and central to the function of the office he currently occupies, to be trifled with, outsourced, or disguised under the cloak of officialdom. It is about integrity, morality, values, and the rule of law that defines the character of a nation and its people. In his present capacity as a leader of a nation of over 200 million Nigerians, his true identity is a matter of grave national and international interest. The people deserve to know with certainty the true identity of their leader, and this overrides whatever rights he may have to personal privacy. In addition, the international community deserves to know the true identity of the person with whom they will engage on Nigeria. Having stood for an election of elevated office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Chief Bola Tinubu have implicitly undertaken to cede the rights of private citizens in favor of life of open disclosure of his true identity and other circumstances that might be of public interest. His personal integrity demands no less. The legitimacy of the office he currently occupies demands that much and even more. Respect for the integrity and esteem of the Nigerian nation within the Committee of Nations makes it even more incumbent and compulsory. It is time to do the right thing.
Do you guys really think Nigeria can ever regain respect amongst the Committee of Nations? Let me know in the comment section. I don't think so personally, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the Obis speech. I appreciated it, definitely. But drop your thoughts in the comment section. Click on the like button, subscribe if you like this type of content. Peace.